G'day viewers, Sepp here. I've got myself a Christmas present, and what it is a Holman wireless weather station, and we're going to put it together. So I've got it already unpacked, I've laid it out on the table here, and I'll give you a look at it. So what we've got here is we've got the wind speed, we've got the water collector, we've got the wind direction, we've got the brains, we've got a few brackets here, we've got some screws here. I've separated all them so we can have a look and see the different lengths and where they've got to go. And of course we've got the screen, which takes a couple of batteries, 2 in that one, 2 in this one, and definitely got the mounting instructions. So let's start putting it together. So first of all, I like to keep the box within it like this, so I can see the picture, what it actually ends up looking like. So we've got that sitting there, and we'll start with the bracket. On page 1, the assembly process is the first bracket, which is this one, and it actually looks different in the diagram, but in the box it's this one here. So let's get into that. Okay, so we've just got that one in, one of these little screws. We're going to now put the next one on, which is the wind direction. So it's pretty simple. There's a little slot underneath there that slots into the top there. Just guide that in, and also the holes for the screw will line up, hopefully. Right, there it is there. So we've got one of the nuts, which will just slot in here, like that. And we'll get one of these longer bolts. I'm just going to do it up. Just don't do it over tight. So that's that. So we've got the wind speed sensor, we've got the wind direction. That's what the next part of the journey is. Right, so now what we need to do is mount the rain gauge, which is the words I was looking for before, on the top of this bracket here. Pretty straightforward. I don't think there's an upside down to it, or a right way up. I'll just have a bit of a look inside there. So that's how that works. So the rain must obviously hit in the middle there. Somehow this here catches the water, and then it must sense the amount of water that goes in here, because it measures the actual water volume. So right, so let's put this on here. This is slotted, this cap, so we might just put this on top first. I have to put this upside down, I think. So I'll just turn it like that so I can turn it upside down without damaging anything. Take these 4 screws. So we now got the rain gauge connected to the bracket. That just sits on top. It's going to come off like that. Okay, so the next part of the process, it says, is we need to slide the rain gauge onto the pole and fix that. So we're going to do that next. So we'll put a bolt in that, a nut. This one's got it's already got a nut. I'll show you this side. It's got a spot for a nut on this side, so we just plonk that in there. Put the bolt in. just nipped it up a bit so I can move it. Yeah, we can move it a bit. Just leave it like that. And then it says to put this on without this for the moment, because you've got to be able to get the batteries in. And looking at it, this won't allow if you put it on now, this cover won't be able to come off. So it says to put this on next, which will do that. So we're looking pretty good. We'll just have a look at when these cables have got to go and connect these cables. We'll have a look and see now if we connect the cables or we put the batteries in. It's part of the job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect up these cables. There's 3 of them here. So let's have a look. Okay, so on this sensor here, it says the word rain and wind. So that's the rain one, obviously. So we'll connect that up now. So the rain one's clicked in. Now the wind one, because we've got 2 more to go, 2 more sensors. So, and there's one socket underneath here. So looking at the diagram, the wind direction goes to the wind, so this one will go into this one, and then we've got the wind speed, that's this one, that goes into the wind direction socket, which goes across here and up underneath there. We'll just plug him in there. There we are, it's clipped in. The next part of the process is to install the batteries in both units, because you've got to do this within 3 minutes of each other. So you install these in, you've got 3 minutes to do this one, and then apparently it automatically all syncs up. But if you don't do it in the 3 minutes, there's a bit of a process to get them to sync anyway. So what we'll do now is we'll do the batteries. I've just put the batteries in, and it's already come up now straight away, it's synced. There's a little red light that flashes occasionally on that, which will be the syncing process. It's synced with this already, so it's showing 36 degrees in and out, because obviously we're, you know, the 2 things are together. There you've got your other percentage of humidity, and I haven't set any of the days or anything like that at this point. So it's reading pretty well. I've got a thermometer in the garage here too, and it is exactly 36, so that's pretty good. It's going to be a hot day today, probably a bit over 40, and a hot northerly wind. So that's good. And what we do now is we're going to set this up on this bracket here. So let's do that next. The GoPro turned itself off. It's getting too hot in here, 36 degrees as you can see, and it's a stinking hot wind out there blowing a gale. You may hear a bit of noise now because of the wind, but I've had to take the sock off and the camera case off. Otherwise it's I'm not going to be able to get to work, it's too hot. So anyway, I've got this going, so we're ready to go. I've had to orientate this so nothing hits. Now they say to put the rain gauge away from these things that twirl around, the wind sensors. So it just depends on how you cable fits. We can move that either way. The other thing is wind direction. It's got a north marking face, so you need to, when you set this up on your roof or wherever, you need to make sure that that part there is facing north to give you the right direction. So the next part of the job is we'll just make sure the wires are down far enough, which they look like they will be. Move that around like that, because I haven't tightened these up yet, so we can move it around. And then we just put this over the top. So that'll just slip straight down like that. And it actually pushes down a little bit on the top there when you do it, which I can't do it. There we go, just like that. It just sort of sits in a little slot up the top. So that's basically how it works. We're all set to go. Roughly right. I might actually clip a couple of these down, just to keep them from, you know, if a bird lands on this or something gets caught in it, I'll probably put some cable ties or one or two there like that. And then it's just a matter of orientating in the right direction when we put it up, and of course set up the mounting process where I'm going to put it. So that'll be the next part of the journey. So I've had a look around the garage, had a bit of a think about how we're going to do this, and what I've come up with is we're going to put this on an extension pole, which looks like that. So it'll be, I don't know, maybe a metre high off the side of the house. Now part of that process is I've got to be able to make sure that I can actually turn this to get north. What we're going to do is, I found some bits and pieces here on a little bit laying around the garage for a while. I'll give you a look. Got a piece of angle line, a bit of tube, another bit of tube, an old screw and nut that I must use for something else, and of course the pipe. So the plan will be, this is going to go on the pipe like that. And what I'm going to do is put a screw through there and a bolt, drill it and bolt it so that stays firm. Now down the other end of this pipe, what we're going to do is we're going to cut that off, slide that on. Now I'm going to drill that, weld this nut in there, so that'll go in there like that, so I can tighten that pipe up in this. Remember, that'll be cut off. Then this piece will be welded this way, because that gets me past the spout. And then this, which will cut off shorter, is going to be screwed to the spout. Be welded there, and it'll be cut off, and then that will be screwed to the spout, well, that way. So that's what we're going to do next. I'll just slip out the back, get this cut, and then we're going to sort out the welding and the drilling. Okay viewers, we're into another day, and I finished making up these brackets, and I'll show you what I've got. So out of those bits of steel we've made up this bracket, and we've got this one. So the way it's going to work is the end of this will go into here, and we tighten it up with the nut, and then the other end, which will be this end, which is going to bolt to the fascia board under the spout, so the spout will come through here, and of course this will go into here like that, and then we do this one up with the nut too, so we can move it around. So I can move that way to face north, and of course I can up and lower it and so forth, so I don't have to get up on the roof. So let's go and mount it. I've just finished setting up to make sure that that's north and south up the top there. We're going to extend it up. And there she blows. So after a few days I finally got it up on the roof, So I hopefully got something out of that one. I've got the receiver inside, just sitting on the bench at the moment, just making sure it's going to work fine, which it is at the moment. And I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. If you like this video, don't forget to check out Steps Adventures YouTube channel. I have heaps of videos just like this one, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see other great videos every week, and hit that bell button so you get notifications. Thanks for watching.